Boy, have I got a story for you. I'm Dar's Annabelle Rose, and you are watching Who Am I Really? The series where I talk about my past lives and a mistake I made in my first life that I'm dealing with in this life. If you enjoy true life paranormal stories, you're going to love this series. So let's get started. It was May 2nd, 2023. I was laying in bed beside Brant. But I knew I wouldn't be able to sleep because the vibrations, the noise, the dark were in my basement again. I put on some clothes. I went downstairs. I turned on my camera app so I could see them. And there were hundreds of them. And they appeared to be coming around the corner from the bedrooms into the rec room, and I sprayed them for quite a while until it started to slow down. Then I decided to unplug my camera and take it into one of the bedrooms that used to be my younger son's bedroom before he moved out. And this is what I got. And for all of you that are going to say that that's dust, look at the formations. Look how they change. They swirl around. Also, dust doesn't make vibrations and turn your lights on and off, turn your volume up and down on your TV, hold you down in your bed, spin you around at the ceiling, like sew your eyelids shut. That's happened. Dust doesn't do that. I know what was in my basement. Now, getting back to my son's bedroom, I was really happy that he wasn't still living with me at this point. But that happened for a reason. Both my younger children worked with me in my office. And I remember days, and at the time, it didn't make any sense, but it made perfect sense later. My kids were feeling sick, nauseous, had tummy aches, just out of the blue. They'd be fine one minute, all of a sudden they'd go back to their offices, and then all of a sudden they felt very ill. That wasn't by mistake. That was the dark making them ill because they were in the office. The bedrooms in my house, my angels, they knew that they had to get my kids out of my house because they knew it was going to get bad. They helped my kids with their decisions to move out onto their own. They helped my kids get really great jobs somewhere else because they knew it was going to get bad at the office. So they saved my kids. When I got back in bed, Brant woke up and I went to tell him what was going on yet again. Telling him like our basement was full of demons, like I had to spray them, or I wasn't going to be able to sleep. He put his hand up like in front of my face and told me that he'd prefer I didn't keep talking about it. You see, this is the problem. He's supposed to be the one, that married me till death do us part and support me and everything. And here I was dealing with something very, very real. And he was not supporting me. He was my family and he wasn't supporting me. I watched an episode on the show Pit last night that absolutely was a trigger. Okay, and I don't want to give away too much of my story yet because it's coming. But I watched as this young man who was studying for the bar exam, okay? You are very intelligent if you've gotten to the point that you are going to take that bar exam. And now he was brought into the hospital because he was upset because he could hear voices. I watched as he was brought in from an ambulance, tied, strapped to a cot, brought into a room, and they immediately started talking 72-hour hold so they could do a mental assessment. They immediately started talking about meds. They immediately are starting to think he's insane. This is why I'm making these videos, because there needs to be a change in how we are communicating and treating people who have special gifts that they've been given from God to be able to hear the deceased. I was very lucky to have Maxine, because Maxine and I were going through it together. The same thing that that young man was going through, but he had nobody. I had Maxine. Maxine could hear our angels. Okay, she could hear God. And together we were able to continue to build and maintain $1 million a year in revenue business. Okay? We were not insane. We did not need medication. We needed somebody to listen and to help us deal with what we were going through. If I didn't have Maxine, I would be that guy. I would have been tied up to a bed on meds for the rest of my life, because that's how they treat people like me, like Maxine, like that young guy. And I mean, it was the Pit, it's actors, but this actually does happen. You know it and I know it. This happens all the time. And this is why I'm here. This is why I'm here. I'm here from the past. I'm here from the 1800s. Because I have a message. I have a message. I have the intel to be helping everybody and to tell you that things need to change. Because people like us, we have special gifts. We can hear, we can see, we can feel the deceased. But when no one has warned you about it or taught you about it, and sometimes it's, you have those gifts, you're open to everything, and they find you first, and they're the ones, because they know you can hear, they started talking, okay? I know how to stop them, okay? I know how to shut myself down and protect myself and hear what I need to hear, what I would want to hear, and not what I don't want to hear. I know how to do that. This is the help that people need. Okay, they need that kind of help, not to be put into a hospital, medicated, treated like we're insane. Okay, that's why I'm here. And I'm here. I come in peace. I come to help. You know what also kept me going and kept me sane was messages from my angels. Join me on Saturday for the next episode. If you've thought this story has been interesting so far, just wait because, yeah.